All right, so day 16 on this cut, and I still haven't weighed myself, but all my clothes are feeling looser. I'm feeling really flushed. I'm looking pretty. I look like. Let me throw a photo up today of. So this photo that I'm throwing up right now is a progress photo from this morning. I feel like I'm looking better. I feel like I can see in my chest area, in my belly area, that I've lost some fat. Right now, today, I kind of did a carb loading day. So it's not like a refeed day. So on this kind of day, I don't really get a whole lot of protein in, which some people might say is like a really bad thing. But when I'm in a deficit, if I want a carb loading day and I want to go kind of crazy, but without going over my calorie deficit, then I have a carb loading day and I just don't worry about the protein for one day. Then tomorrow I'll jump back on higher protein, low carb, moderate fat or low fat. You know, it's just like 50 grams of fat, under 100 grams of carbs, and then 200 plus grams of protein. So like, for example, I had 2 scoops of this one ice cream. And so that was probably about 5-ish to 600-ish calories. And then I had a slice of cheese pizza, New York style thin slice. So that was probably about 400 calories. And it actually has some pretty good protein in it. So cheese pizza has pretty good protein in it. Then I did, that's pretty much it. So today, just because I'm like starting to theme for a lot of that stuff, I was like, okay, I'm starting to crave pizza. I'm starting to crave ice cream. I'm starting to crave all these things. So let me have a carb loading day where I'm going to go to like 300 grams of carbs and I'm going to eat those things that I want, but I'm going to still stay in that calorie deficit. So I'm going to stay under 2,000 calories. I will still lose weight. I will still lose fat and I'll still lose weight. But if I go weigh myself, for example, tomorrow, the scale might show I gained like more weight, but it'll show like heavier, but that's not reality because since I loaded up on carbs, it's going to restore a bunch of glycogen. I'm going to hold on to more water. I'm going to hold on to a lot more stuff. So if you have a carb heavy day, say you're like, okay, I'm going to have 200 to 300 grams of carbs and I'm going to stay in my calorie deficit and not really worry about protein today. If you do that, the scale the next day might show you're heavier, even though you stayed under your calorie deficit, because you're going to hold in more water because the stuff has a lot more sodium in it too. So there's a lot, so you had more sodium, you had more, just like the carbs and the glycogen restore, like all that stuff. But in reality, you didn't gain no fat. It's all just like water weight, glycogen, like just retaining and all that stuff. So don't worry about it. Tomorrow, I'll get back on track with the protein. So will it hurt my recovery a little bit? Yes, but since today is arm day, dude, my arms feel really amazing. I even went bowling this morning. And went bowling, so my arms are really, really ready to go. I was bowling fine, no soreness. So I'm going to push my arms today, and then they should recover pretty well tomorrow. Like, I'm going to still have protein, right? I'm going to still have a decent amount of protein. So when I get done with the gym session here, I should get like a pretty freaky pump because I just had ice cream and heavy carbs and everything, but we'll see how it goes. So when I leave the gym, I'm gonna have some protein powder. Let me get this kind of fixed. See if you guys better. So I'm gonna have protein powder, and then so that'll give me like 130 calories for 30 grams of protein. I might have 2 scoops. That'll help get my protein up to, that'll help me get to almost 100 grams of protein because of the pizza I had earlier. Had so much protein in it. So it's not like my protein is like completely gone. Like, it's not like I'm gonna have 0 grams of protein today, but you want to have as much protein as you can to help build your muscle, keep muscle on, and to help you recover. But I don't know. So anyways, so with arms, we're gonna go in there, we're gonna go hard, get hard, and destroy these biceps. You know what I mean? That's how you get big biceps. I would take like there was someone at the gym that was telling me that they like take, I don't know, I never really heard of it. It's like Viagra or something before they go to the gym. And they said they get pretty pumped up and hard when they take Viagra, but I don't know. I'm trying to not take anything else. But, excuse me. Oh, and I got to work on core today too. It's been pretty easy to, last night was a struggle, I'll be honest. It's been slightly easy until last night. Last night I just wanted to eat everything. So that is why I had the recarb day today. Not refeed, but just had more carbs today. Because last night I was just like, man, I want to eat like sweets. I want to eat like all this stuff. And it was really difficult to stay in a calorie deficit yesterday. But I forced myself to. And anytime that I tried to like, oh man, I should, go get something, I had to keep reminding myself, we're on 75 hard, so we can't go over our calorie limit. We can't go off the meal plan. So the meal plan I'm following is a calorie deficit, so pretty much I can have anything I want, but I have to absolutely stay at maintenance or under maintenance. I cannot go over maintenance. So if I go over maintenance, then I would have to restart my 75 hard challenge. So that's just kind of showing you guys like the meal plan that I'm following. But yeah, it's just, that's just the meal plan I chose. So some other people doing 75 hard might have chose different meal plans where it was like super, super clean and just like you cannot, you can't have sugar, you can't have this, you can't have, so like I understand, but you're more than likely to fail. So if you're in a weight loss journey and say you're like, okay, I'm going to do really low carb, I'm not going to have no sugar, I'm not going to have I'm not going to do all this, like I'm not going to have certain foods. Don't do that. Don't eliminate foods from your diet. Add to it, right? So meaning like, okay, so because you're just going to fail. And I've been there. Like I've been completely there where I would keep failing my diets or failing my weight loss journey because I would eliminate foods and then a week into trying to just eat broccoli and chicken, then I would go crazy. And then I would go crazy for 2 weeks because I limited myself so much from enjoying food that it just, it just doesn't work for me. Do not eliminate all foods. So it's like, and what I'm meaning by that is just stay in a freaking calorie deficit. Just count the food, weigh it out, count everything, and just stay under your calorie deficit. So then it's like, and yeah, eat clean too. Like I'm not saying don't eat clean, but man, if you want to have, if you want to have 100 or 250 grams of chicken instead of having 100 grams of rice, have 100 grams of cookie, like a cookie. You know what I mean? Like that is how you succeed when dieting down. That is how you exceed on your weight loss journey, is doing stuff like that. Because if I were to totally eliminate and be like, oh yeah, man, like, I'm not gonna eat ice cream, I'm never gonna eat cookies, I'm not gonna eat candy, I'm never gonna do any of that stuff, man, that I'm just gonna fail. Like I'm gonna straight up fail my weight loss journey, and I'm never gonna get to my under 10% body fat. Now you'll get those people that are gonna argue with you and be like, oh no, you can't eat sugar and lose weight and blah blah. Man, yes you can. And another thing that I've been seeing online is like the recent one that I've been seeing on TikTok is, oh, Ozempic burns fat and blah, 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 or here's this supplement that burns fat. Guys, none of that is going to burn fat. There's no supplement out there. Like, I heard niacin might help a little bit because it like heats up your body core temperature, but still, the only thing that burns fat is being in a calorie deficit, and your body is going to burn the fat. So it's about energy in versus energy out. Say, so there's more terms that go into it when I learned about, like when I was learning about this and going through my schooling stuff that I'm still going through. But it's like, it has to be energy to energy. Energy can't be destroyed. So it's like, I don't really remember too much of like all the terms and all that stuff, but meaning like, okay, I have my energy level to support my body weight right now is 2600 energy. Let's just call it energy. So I have 2600 energy for the day that my body is running off of. So it's a battery. Let's just call it a battery, 2600%, right? So then it's like that battery is drained when you wake up. So that battery is at 0%. So then if I'm sitting there, what do we need to help us have energy for the day? We need food, right? So food is our energy. So then say I look at a piece of cake, okay? That's going to fill up my energy by 300%. Okay, boom, that's 300% filled, but I still have 2300% that needs to be filled more. So, okay, here I am at 300 energy in, and I still have 2300 energy my body needs. So, at the end of the day, if I didn't give my body that proper recharge on that energy, so say I went to 2800 energy, so boom, I gave my body 2800 energy. Well, my body needs 2600 energy to run and function properly and all that stuff. So then what is it going to do? Where is it going to get the rest of that energy from? It's just not going to just come out of thin freaking air. Where is it going to come from? It's going to come from your body fat. It's going to burn your body fat. It's going to burn what it needs to in your body to make up the rest of that energy. That is how it was explained to me, very simple, easily terms like that. I don't know if that's more confusing or easier to understand. To me, it made me understand that more. I kind of put it in video game terms, like, you have energy and you know what I mean? So, but I don't know, like you're Pac-Man and, whatever. But, so, enough talking. Let's get in there, destroy my arms, get hard, pump hard. And yeah, I don't know what else I was going to say. I have really bad gas right now too, so that's not good. I'm going to be crop dusting everyone in there. It's not good. I'm going to lock the doors.
I don't want to.
You're locked in.
No, don't.
You're locked in.
No. Unlock it.
Nope, you're locked in.
Unlock it.
Take a big old whiff of that protein fart.
I have them too.
But so yeah, all right, let's get in there. I don't know what I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna get warmed up, and then I'm probably gonna start with something different than last arm day. So let's get in there. A bit of warmed up, so I'm not gonna go too heavy for this first set because I still need to get a little bit more warmed up. So we're just gonna do the 35s. Remember, don't be ashamed if you have to go lightweight. Like, I used to not even be able to do 40s. I used to struggle with 35s, so we don't got to start somewhere. And plus, it's not almost like going lower weight, higher reps is not horrible. I just like to go as heavy as I can. move up and wait for the next set. 45s, I guess. Yeah, 45s are good. We have to remember, since we're in the cut, we're not trying to go super heavy. We're just trying to stimulate that muscle to keep it on. That's about it. When I'm in my full bulking mode, normally I do like, I think the 60s is my highest. Alright. I'm not going to go higher than 45s today. I'm going to stay about that. I'm going to do probably 2 more sets here. That the veins are already popping. Two more sets here, and then I'll go figure out what else I want to do, and then got to work out the triceps as well. Simple, more basic bicep curls, just a little differently. I'm going to sit here and spam these a couple more times. Then we're almost done with biceps. I lied, I'm going to superset in a way. So I'm going to start working on my triceps a little bit. And then rest a little. Go to 42 on this. Then I'll start going back and forth between this and the basic bicep curls. That feels a little bit better. Now go back to bicep curls. So we did a total of probably 6 sets on the triceps. That's all they needed, so you can see. And then we did probably, not including the warm-up sets, probably 8 sets. Yeah, 8 sets of bicep curls, or just working on the bicep, whatever it was. But that just goes to show you, you don't really, especially when you're in the dieting down phase, you don't really have to do too much. And you don't have to be in here for 2 hours. Like, you can come in here 30 to 45 minutes, and including rest, you should be able to get done and get out, like, and start the recovery process. So let's show what we're looking like here. All right. So you can see a little bit better right now. Like, I could see some really good results between around the chest area and around the belly area. Now it's gonna probably take, I'm gonna say probably to the end of February to start really looking leaned out, like starting to really lose the fat and see a big difference. So, but I don't know, I see a difference. Do you see the difference, Megan? You seeing the difference so far?
Yeah.
So,
There's a big difference.
what about in the back? I haven't really kept up on the back, but.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get this pump check. Looking pretty good. So, I think we're looking good. Pretty soon you're gonna be able to see the abs. I'm gonna have like a 16 pack. I'm just teasing. But you can see right here, more definition right here, more definition around in here. Like you can see my ribs now a little bit more better. You can kind of see already that I'm gonna have maybe the more puffy abs. I don't know though. Maybe that's just still fat. I don't know. I think I can starting to see them, but yeah, that's what we're looking like. Just gotta keep up, stay in the deficit, and we'll lose the rest of this fat, and we'll start looking like you'll start seeing like the more definition coming in from the muscles. You'll start seeing all that come in more, and we'll be Speedo ready or animal thong ready come summer. We'll be able to wear the animal thong around. I already asked here at the Anytime Fitness if I can work out in my animal thongs. He said he'd ask. He doesn't know though. That'd be some good content. But all right, guys. We'll see. Yeah, I'll see you guys back in the car. I'll do it a little bit differently today. Do abs because I don't feel like I really need to do them right now. So they're a little sore for some reason. And I don't know if that's from probably activating them during squats and like deadlifts. Maybe that's why they're sore. But because a lot of the stuff I do, some of the stuff I do, I don't always just show you guys. Just because I know the form and everything's not good. And I don't want you guys to see that really horrible form and go to do squats and deadlifts with really horrible form and hurt yourself. Those are the workouts where you, like, if you're doing deadlifts and doing squats, that's where you're definitely going to need really good form, or you're going to hurt yourself pretty easily. So that's just something to look out for. But arms feel really good, feel really pumped. The pump didn't feel as good as I thought it was gonna do, but that could be just because of being in such a deficit that the kind of reloading on the carbs didn't make that huge of a difference. I guess, I don't know. I'm still learning this stuff, so I don't know why it didn't really make that much of a difference, but feels about the same kind of pump that I would get just like normal in a normal deficit. Doesn't feel like a bulking pump, but I guess that should be expected. But it's just getting like, man, just doing 45s was tough for me to just do that mentally, because mentally I'm like, hey man, like I was repping out just a month or two ago, or 2 months ago, yeah, even a month ago. On arm day, I was repping out 60, 65s for, 10 reps. So in each arm. So it's like 45s, like, oh man. And then, so like it gets to you. It's like this mental game where it's like, because I love having a lot of strength. I love lifting a lot of weight. So that's where it's hard for me to diet down and cut, because then when I'm doing it, like right there, 45s and I'm good. But then my mental part of it's like, yeah, but we were doing 65s. Like, screw this. Let's go back on the bulk, or let's go back to, eating a lot of food so we can just keep our strength up and gain even more strength. I guess if I wasn't wanting to get shredded and lean, and I kind of just wanted a power lifter kind of look, then we probably would be doing that instead of being in a deficit, right? So that's where I have to play with my mind. I struggle mentally with that with my mind, where it's like, hey man, like, you know, I just got to talk to myself and be like, hey, this is only temporary till we get to that 10% body fat. And then we can start bulking again. And then when we start feeling like we're getting a little bit too much fat on us again, then we'll lean back down. Then, like, we're going to get our strength up eventually, right? I'm going to go back to doing the 65s like it's nothing on my arm curls, right? But it's a process where it's gonna take time for me to just get rid of a lot of my fat. That's the long waiting game. Get rid of a lot of my fat, then go back on the bulk for like 2 to 3 months. Don't overdo it, because if we overdo it, then we'll get really fat again, and then we're gonna have to be on a cut again for like 5 to 6 months. We'll have to be on a cut. That would suck. I just want to get to the point where I can see my abs really good. I can see, you know, my muscles definition really good. I can see my back muscles really good. And there's just not that huge layer of fat on me. So once we get there, then we'll start working on our strength again, working on all that stuff. And then we'll bring in that good balance of, okay, we're going to be on a bulk for 2-3 months, and then we'll go back on a cut for 2 months, then back on a bulk for 2 months, cut for 2 months. You see, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's where I'll be the most happiest with my body, is when I get to that point where it's like 2 months on bulking, 2 months off cutting, 2 months on bulking, 2 months on cutting. So we'll get there. We're getting there. It's just this dieting down phase is just going to take some time. Like I said, it might even go until May. So it's like we're already, what is today? January, what's today? January, because I only go by arm days. What's today's date? January what?
January 9th or 10th.
It's already January 10th.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, I don't see myself getting to that goal weight until probably April. Well, not goal weight, but that fat percentage probably until April, even into May maybe. It just really depends. So, but if we do everything that we need to do, we stay on track with the calories, we stay in the deficit, we will get there. It's just that waiting game. So it's like, I can't remember if it was Sam Sulek that kind of talked about it, but he talked about the delayed, what is it called? Delayed gratification, I think it was what he was saying, where it's like, and that's how I am, right? I'm so used to just being rewarded right away. So I play a lot of video games, and where, like, before when I used to play video games, man, it took a long time to beat a game, right? Like 100% a game. It took a while to like I remember grinding Halo for probably about 1,000 hours easily 1,000 hours of more in a year just to get up to that level 50. And that was like, you know, going against top players. And I remember doing team doubles and trying to get that 50 rank. Man, I spent thousands of hours easily. And so that took a long time process. And then if you went to go beat Halo on like legendary or the hardest difficulties and blah, 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 it like took a lot of time and a lot of effort. Now, a lot of games, like, for example, the game I play, World of Warcraft still, they reward you like right away. They're just rewarding you for right away. So that's why I kind of went back and tried to play World of Warcraft Classic, because you're not getting rewarded right away like that. It's taking a long time to level. It's taking a long time to try to get to that level 60. And so it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm you know, it's still playing. And then too, it's like video games now, you can just buy your way into it, right? So we can't buy our way into a really great physique. We can't. So I'm thinking that's where like the video games made me, especially lately, where it's like, I want it now, and I'm impatient. And so when we're trying to get a really good physique, we can't just buy it off the marketplace. We can't just go to Elon Musk and be like, hey, can you switch my body to this amazing buff physique? And then he's like, okay, you go to this area and then you get your suit or whatever put on. You know what I mean? It might get to that eventually if we get turned into like robots, but it's just one of those things where it takes a long time, and you're going to get mentally drained. You're going to get mentally upset. You're going to get mentally frustrated, and you're going to be like, I'm not seeing the results like what I want to see. I'm not seeing it. And then you're going to play this game with you where you're just like, I give up. I'm just going to go eat tons of food. But that is where you have to stay disciplined. So that's where this isn't motivation. It's not about staying motivated through the whole thing. It's about staying disciplined. So it's about when it comes to 10 o'clock at night and you just got your booty clapped on Fortnite, and now you're like upset and mad, and now you're hungry, but guess what? You're already at your calorie limit for today, so you probably should just go to bed. But what are you going to do instead? Because now you're mad, you know what I mean? And you're just like, well, there's some Cheez-Its in there or whatever, just say crackers or ice cream, whatever it is. And you go in and you go, okay, I'm gonna have just a handful. You grab a handful. Well, that's already probably freaking 100 to 200 calories. Then you're just like, you get the taste of it. Then you're like, oh, well, I already just had some, so I'm gonna have some more. Or, no, I'm gonna have one more handful. And then you keep going back, and before you know it, you're way over your maintenance. So before you know it, you've had like 800 calories worth of food. And then there's your deficit, and that can ruin the whole week progress depending on how much of a deficit you're in. So you were only in 100 calorie deficit every day for the whole week, and then come Saturday night you went 600 or say you went like 700 calories over your maintenance. Well, guess what? You just washed away that whole week of progress of being in 100 calorie deficit every single day, because that ended up being a 700 calorie deficit for the week. So your body was burning off 700 extra calories, but now you just put those calories back in. So now you're going to just stay the same. You're not going to gain, you're not going to lose. So that is where you have to stay disciplined. You got to. How bad do you really want it? Like, do you really want it bad enough where you're going to sit there and you're going to slap your face or slap your hand when your mind is telling you, hey, go eat some potato chips. Hey, go do this. Because our bodies are trying to stay alive, man. Like, our bodies are meant to store fat for when we're not going to have access to food, and it's like really hard to find food, right? So your body is going to keep telling you, like, go eat, because it wants you to put the fat on, because it wants you to have that fat. So then, say back in the Ice Age or back in our caveman days when we couldn't get out and get food for months at a time, our bodies survived because it was running off our fats, off the fat off our body. So your body is always trying to tell you to go eat, because that's just what it's doing, right? It's just telling you, hey, we need to eat and we need to pack on the weight, so then when there's no food around, we can survive, like we can live, right? Your body's like, so I can keep everything functioning. But yeah, I don't know. But so that's gonna be it for today. So I think tomorrow's back, depending if anything happens, like I'm too sore or I just feel like I need a rest day, or it all depends. But if nothing like that comes up, tomorrow will be back day. If something like that comes up where I'm like, yeah, I need a rest, then it'll be a rest day. However, I'll still come out with a video. So I'm gonna just make a video every single day. Might as well. But I'm gonna go into Walmart and get some diapers. So that's a good thing to wear too, is diapers. Because if you wear diapers and you can just sit there and play World of Warcraft for hours at a time, and you can just like go to the bathroom and then you just call up your mom or you call up your like sister to come clean you. You know, got to do what you have to do when you're playing World of Warcraft. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.